Hey, what's up guys, DanishAviation here, and today, I have a new review, and I just want to say here from the start that I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading very much here the last few months, but that's because I've been moving around places because, well, I started at a pilot school, and if you can hear airplanes right now, that's because I'm living right beside the airport at Roskilde Airport, so that's why you can hear some planes all the time, and yeah, that's just it. Therefore I don't think I have a lot of time to make videos because pilot school takes a lot of time and energy, so but of course, as you can see right in front of you right here, I have the completely new NG model SAS A330-300, and the registration, as you can see right here, is Sierra Echo Romeo Echo Hotel. A funny story about this, that I actually requested NG to make this. I sent a photo in of this model, of this aircraft in real life, that I took my own photos from Copenhagen Airport, and then I just got a message 2 days later that they said, let's see what will happen, and 2 months later they actually made it. First of all, now to the unboxing, which is, I think, very important for this model. We have a very lovely box here. I seriously love the boxes by NG. It's really outstanding how they keep making these arts. It's beautiful. But let's open here. So as you can see, we have the very nice plastic box foam. So we take the lid off, and then we have the model. And here we have the model itself. Very nice. Love the package. So let's go to the B-roll, and let's see what I will say in the review.
Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children.
And we will start with the mold. So as we all know, the NG A330 mold is good, and I can really mean it. But of course, let's start from the cockpit. So we have the cockpit here at the front, of course. The nose is good and well represented, just like the other reviews of the NG30 mold. The nose is the best one on the market, but it is not 100% correct, and of course it cannot be. But it is the best that I have seen. But of course, let's go on with the rest of the mold. So we have 3 antennas on top and 1 underneath, and we also have 1 satellite dome up here the front, and here at the back we have the tail section with the elevators, and they are really nicely fitted on, very tightly, and also we have the APU here at the back with a very small nice little hole here, so very detailed and really nice represented, but of course the print at the front with the cockpit nose is very sharp, and it's correct and everything. And also underneath, as you saw on the B-roll, that underneath the fuselage is very well molded and has a lot of detailing. So I don't know what else to say on this. Of course, the NG A330-300 mold gets a 10 out of 10, and cannot really complain about this. So let's get on with delivery. And we are now here at delivery, and I just want to say that I'm not really happy about this one. maybe if you can already spot it, but it's just the color of the fuselage. I'm not really happy about it here on the NG version. I don't know what else to say. That on this one, the color is too much fainted. It's, imagine a computer made out of plastic from 1980s or 1990s, and it have been out in the sun for, I don't know, many years, and have just corroded or fainted a bit with the white plastic. And then you take a look at it, and it's, yeah, yellowish. And it's the same with this one. And actually it depends really on the lighting, whether it is silver, white, gray, whatever you will call the SAS color. But it is also this fainted sand plastic color sometimes, mostly of the time. But yeah, sadly the fuselage isn't that good here on the NG model. But well, let's see with the blue one, the blue color here on the tail, and I can already say that yeah, perfect. It's just perfect on the color size. But as you can see here on the lettering, here, that the SAS logo is actually a bit too small. And again, the box art here is actually correct, but here on the model it is a bit too small. It's not something that really what do you call it, damage the model, or yeah, it's not annoying, but it could be a bit bigger. And again, the Panda model that I have with the A340 is just perfect. But yeah, the SAS logo here in the back, it's sadly just a bit too small, and I think it is positioned a bit too much here on the back. But that's, well, yeah, NG, they have not been looking at this correctly, or they haven't used a lot of time on this, I can see. But the engine color, that's actually correct, as you can see here on the close-up, if it wants to focus now. As you can see here, the red color, or orange, as people want to say, well, I can agree and disagree at the same time. It is a very weird color again. I mean, SAS have these weird combination colors. Of course, the blue is blue, but yeah, I will say it's, on this model it is orange. On the real aircrafts, it's very hard to say. Maybe orange, but also red. But yeah, really nicely colored here on the NG model. But sadly, the livery, I can't really, I don't know, I'm not that happy about it. So the score of the livery on this model gets a 5 out of 10. And now to the wings. I mean, I cannot complain about this. This is simply perfect, and one of the many examples why NG are some of the best manufacturers. The wing fit is good, as you can see here. It is very nice and tight, fitted onto the fuselage. No gaps at all. And yeah, just the detailing of the wing, it is also amazing. If it wants to focus, yeah, it's really hard to see. Yeah, here, maybe. Yeah. So a lot of detailing here on the wing. And also the winglets, they are also really nicely, and overall the shape of the wing is also really good. So can't really complain on the wings here. So yeah, the wings get a 10 out of 10. The engines on the NG A330 model have a small problem. The engines hang too low to the ground, and I know that NG is aware of this, and hopefully they will fix it very soon, because as you can see, maybe the engine is a bit too low. I mean, it's not horrible at all. It's just a few millimeters they could improve on this, and I think actually they have a bit improved a bit on this compared to my last NG A330 model. That was the Thomas Cook. Also watch that model because it is very, very good. Really love it. But again, I think they could fix it a bit more. But of course, otherwise the engines are the correct size. I love the chrome intake right here. That is actually very, very, very nice detailed. And also the inside of the engines, of course, the fan blades, they are also really nicely detailed. Of course, it's very hard to see it on this video, but you saw it on the B-roll. Very, very nice, nicely detailed see-through engines. They do not spin. I mean, can't really complain about the engines. They're really, really nicely detailed. The exhaust is very good on both sides. So yeah, engines get a, well, of course, because of the height and everything, gets a 8 out of 10. And now to the landing gear. It is rare for me to say this, but this NG model does not have a perfect landing gear. It is all about the front landing gear this time. So the problem here is that the front landing gear is a bit twisted. So when I roll it, it turns to the right. But I mean, I think it is a manufacturing problem right here. I mean, it's very hard to see it here right now. But as you can see, the tires roll perfectly and very, very smooth. But this model actually turns a bit to the right, so that's a small problem. But otherwise, the main landing gear here at the back rolls perfectly and doesn't have any problems at all. It's very, very, very smooth. So only the front landing gear is a bit of a problem. It's not a huge problem at all. So again, I think it's a manufacturer problem, but otherwise, perfect landing gear, very, very nicely detailed. The doors are really, really well done. Small doors here at the front, well printed. So can't really complain. Only hit the front, and of course it doesn't have a top score on this one. On the landing gear, that's I think very sensible. But landing gear gets a 9 out of 10. Now to the conclusion. Well, it's been a long time since we had an NG model that have scored this low. It's far from terrible, and there are so many things that have been done right on this model, but at the same time, there could be so many things they could have done better or just different. The fuselage color is simply too fainted, as we talked about, and the engines hang a bit too low, but not too low that is hitting the ground at the same time. So really not a big problem. And the front landing gear is just a bit bended. It's not, again, a big problem, but overall this one is still NG, so it's still very, very, very good and still much better than Phoenix models and Gemini jets, but it's not up to standard of NG models. But I still really, really like this model because, of course, SAS, and I need some more in my collection. But yeah, that's it. But otherwise, it is a very, very good model. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Remember to follow me on Instagram, and also subscribe if you want to, or like the video, comment below. Otherwise, I don't have really anything to say. Then have a safe flight.